Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm just going to jump right in. So what is valley fever? Valley fever, otherwise known as coccidioidomycosis or cocci, is a disease caused by the fungus coccidioides. The fungus grows in the dirt and soil and becomes airborne when dirt is moved via digging, wind, or other activities that can result in dust. The fungus cannot be seen by the naked eye. To visualize this, I want you to picture a toilet paper roll. As the fungus grows in the dirt, it creates this long chain, like the roll of a toilet paper. As the soil and dirt becomes disturbed, spores break off the chain into tiny pieces, like each piece of toilet paper, thus making it smaller and airborne and easier to travel, which can possibly lead to subsequent human exposure. So where is this fungus? The fungus is found primarily in the southwestern United States. In California, it's found in the Central Valley and Central Coast regions. The fungus is endemic to the county of San Luis Obispo, which means that we know that the fungus is here and we can confidently predict the spread of disease and how many cases of valley fever we will see each year. San Luis Obispo County has one of the highest rates of valley fever in California, just behind Kern and Kings counties. Additionally, a newly published research article regarding valley fever in California suggests that rates of valley fever cases may increase following periods of drought. The research findings anticipate that with increasing frequency of drought in California, more cases, especially in wetter coastal regions, should be expected. So where exactly in the county is it? Well, unfortunately, there is no way to know the exact location of the fungus within the county, partially because testing the soil for the fungus is not totally reliable. Additionally, since people can be exposed during everyday activities, it's particularly hard to know exactly where they were when they breathed in the fungus. So while we know that the fungus is in the county, there are no hotspots or known areas of particular concern. So how do you get valley fever? Valley fever is caused by the inhalation or breathing in of dust particles that have the fungus present. Dust can be inhaled while walking or hiking, gardening or digging, during construction or periods of high winds. What are symptoms of valley fever? There are two things that are really important to note. Number one, valley fever is not contagious, meaning you can't get it from or spread it to other people or animals. Second, most people, about 6 out of 10, will not experience any symptoms at all, and their bodies will naturally fight off the infection. If symptoms are present, valley fever symptoms are going to sound very similar to COVID-19, including fever, cough, fatigue, and body aches. Additionally, you may see symptoms like night sweat, rash, chest pain, and weight loss. It's really important that if you experience symptoms like these that aren't associated from another illness, that you ask your doctor to test you for valley fever, especially since it's endemic here. Unlike COVID-19, valley fever is usually diagnosed through a blood test. In rare cases, about 1 in 100 people will experience something called disseminated valley fever, which is where the fungus leaves the lungs and goes to other parts of the body. Individuals with severe valley fever or disseminated valley fever will likely require hospitalization, and it may become a lifelong illness requiring continuing treatment or even be fatal. So who's at risk? Anyone can get valley fever regardless of age or health status. Certain people have a higher risk of getting valley fever if they participate in outdoor activities that involve close contact with dust or dirt, like digging, gardening, hiking, horseback riding, or they live or work near areas where dirt and soil are stirred up, such as construction or excavation sites, or in high wind areas. People at high risk of severe valley fever or getting very sick if they are infected include older adults over the age of 60, pregnant women, especially in the later stages of pregnancy, people with diabetes, and people with health conditions that weaken their immune system. So what's prevention? There is no vaccine to prevent valley fever. However, some practical prevention tips include closing your windows and doors to prevent unintended contact with dust if it's windy outside, covering open dirt areas around your home with grass, plants, or other ground cover to help reduce dusty open areas. Consider avoiding outdoor activities that involve close contact with dust, especially if you're in one of the groups at higher risk for severe or disseminated valley fever. Try to avoid dusty areas outside, and if you can avoid these dusty areas, consider wearing an approved N95 respirator. And then if you notice excessive dust from a construction site, notify the company or permitting department. The maintenance of what we call fugitive dust or dust that escapes a site is a requirement. And of course, stay aware, stay educated, and don't wait to get tested. And I have a couple links that'll help provide additional information, which can be found from the California Department of Public Health or SLO County. And those will be in the chat and also provided outside. And if you have any questions, always feel free to call the County of St. Louis Bespoke Public Health Department.